This is a review on Action Arcade Wrestling. It's a game for the Xbox Live Marketplace, and it's for 80 Microsoft points. So it's pretty good. It's a wrestling game. If you guys like wrestling and you got 80 Microsoft points to spare, this is the game to go. Now, one of the first things I noticed was the create a wrestler portion of the thing. Now, I am, that's the first thing I go to when I want to create somebody is create a wrestler. But I noticed that it was kind of limited. I mean, granted, there's only so much you can do with create a wrestler. I mean, you got various skin textures and stuff like that. You got various hairs, limited colors. But for an indie game, it wasn't bad. I mean, the character creation could have been better, but I'm not going to complain. The movesets, however, in my opinion, I think could have added a bit more. You know, some of the stuff that was in there probably couldn't, or could have lived, like, I could have lived without personally. But for the most part, I mean, it was alright. I can't complain, I can't get mad at it, I can't do anything to it, really. One thing I noticed though about the wrestling is that a lot of sound effects kind of sound a bit 8-bit, as if like the sound effects were ripped from really old wrestling games or just old games in general. Which, it kind of gives a good, I guess it gives a better indie feel than anything, because you know how a lot of indie games try to capture the feel of the feel of, an old school game. They always like to do that. So I guess I can respect it for what it did, and I'm not going to complain. I think it was actually pretty interesting. It was entertaining. The thing I didn't like about this game, the one thing I actually hated about this game, was the cage match. The cage match was a major pain in the butt for me. I mean, even on easy, it was a pain in the butt. You are just fighting off this, you're fighting off your opponent, and you expect to win. But it's not as easy as it looks. I mean, it tells you to rapidly hit A when you're about to, when you're up close to the thing, and like, you can hit A as fast as you can, but it doesn't always, like, register. It makes you fall down. Which is irritating. I mean, really, if you're gonna have a control scheme like that, you could at least try to fix it up a bit. Or maybe make the A button mashing a bit slower. Instead of like having a couple presses, you're like halfway there, and make it, make you press like a good 5 or 10 times before you even get halfway there. That's one thing I kind of noticed that I didn't like about the game. Overall, though, I mean, it was pretty fun. It had good creation. I can give it that. It had some pretty good creation for an indie game. Like, for example, it had create an arena, which is something you never really see. You don't really see create an arena in much games at all. So when you see that and you pick this game up, you just get shocked, and you're like, whoa, dude, that is just tight. I mean, how often do you see create an arena? You don't see that often. I mean, it's limited. You have to change, the stuff by pressing A, and then moving left and right, to change the specific stuff. It's a lot more easier than I'm trying to make it sound, I guess. But for the most part, though, it was okay. I'm not gonna bash it any more than it needs to be. There's a lot of things that could have been better. Graphic-wise, it wasn't the greatest. I had difficult, like I said, trying to get out of the cage, and also the AI is just a bit unresponsive. Like when the AI is groggy it doesn't stay groggy for long. It only stays groggy for about um, a second and a millisecond, a second and like a half, maybe, and then instantly it is able to just revive. And then, like, let's say you're running from one side of the rope to the other, uh, it'll move just right out of the way. I mean, that's not really fluent, wrestling wise, but I guess if you're a wrestler, you're gonna want to move out of the way as well. Um, Overall, though, I'm gonna give this game about a 3.5 out of 5. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would give this a 2 or, just a regular 3, but I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. The animations are pretty well done. The creation system, not the best, but at the same time, pretty good for, an indie game. The arena, I like it. It's simple, it's arcade-ish, kind of like WrestleFest. And every the sound effects and the music is pretty well done, pretty well composed, and entertaining. It really makes me want to play more. But for the most part, this game was pretty good, and it's 80 Microsoft points. You really got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you can just delete it off your hard drive, and you can just download the demo for it. I mean, everything is basically unlocked for the demo, with the exception of actual saving. This has been Soul Reaper Hikaru. This is my review. I know I've been rambling on and on about this game, but it's a game I could get into. Anyways, peace out.